All right, so I went and bought a little thermometer so we could kind of keep up with the temperature. I cranked the Max Air fan up to, I think, 50% power. Yeah, so we're at 50% blowing air out. That smaller vent fan in the back is just turned off but open, so air is passively coming in. And then we've got the Zero Breeze running as hard as it can, blowing cold air out of here. So I've got this just kind of angled towards the bed, which is usually about how we have it when we sleep. So like it's perfectly comfortable in here right now. There's a nice like breeze. I'm not sweating or anything, but it's not like cold. And I'll show you. So on our thermometer, which I've just kind of, the air's not blowing directly on it, but I just kind of put it in the middle of the bed so that it gets an idea of the temperature back here. And it is reading, I've got another thing outside that is in the shade. So outside in the shade, the temperature is 86 degrees today. And inside the van right now, the ambient temperature is 80 degrees. So that's not huge, but a pretty substantial difference. But the thing with the Zero Breeze is it's not really made to keep like the whole van cool, like 72 degrees like you would in a house. Like it's cool enough in here and there's fresh air flowing, so it feels fine. But ultimately, what you're going for is when you're laying on the bed and this cool air is blowing over the bed. Like I'm perfectly comfortable right now. It feels just like if you were sitting in the cab of a vehicle with the air conditioner on full blast. Like with that air blowing on you, it's perfectly comfortable. And just because I'm curious to see what the actual temperature of this air coming out is. So I've just got the indoor thermometer set directly under this cold air coming down. I'm gonna give it a little bit to adjust because this thing isn't like immediately accurate. All right, so it has been like about 4 minutes, I think, and it has dropped down to 74. And I don't think it's gonna go any lower than that. So that's 74 degrees basically is the temperature of the air that's coming out of the Zero Breeze right now. And it is 86 degrees outside. So you're getting about a 12 degree difference, which is pretty good. 74 doesn't really sound that cool, but it's pretty cold air. I don't know how to can't feel it, but it's pretty cold air coming out of here. I'm just sitting on the bed right now. Even when that was angled straight down, I feel perfectly fine. Feel even better with it angled up towards me like that. Not breaking a sweat. It's nice, cool, dry air coming out. That's the biggest thing here. Even though it's only 86 degrees outside, it's like extremely humid. So it feels really hot outside, and sitting in here, it's nice, dry, cool air blowing on me. Lots of circulation coming from the roof vents, and I just feel like perfectly comfortable. It's not the hottest day, but it is pretty hot outside. It's about 4:30, so we're starting to cool down a little bit, but the van is still sitting out in direct sunlight. There's a little bit of shade coming in from some trees now, but for the most part, we're still in direct sunlight, sitting in a big metal container, and it's perfectly comfortable. And it gets even better at night when the sun's down. It'll actually get cold in here. Again, it's not going to keep the whole space like cold, but if you do the proper stuff to keep the sun out, it's definitely going to keep it comfortable in here. Just for comparison, our other vehicle is parked right over there with the same amount of sun on it. So I'm going to take the outdoor thermometer, and instead of having it hanging in the shade outside, I'm going to put it in that car just so you can see the difference of being in one vehicle without any insulation or air conditioning to another vehicle that's insulated and air conditioned with the Zero Breeze Mark II. So this is where I did have the outdoor thermometer hanging, but we're gonna go ahead and put it in our other vehicle here. And they're both at this point in the day getting some shade from those trees right there, but they do still have a good bit of sunlight shining on them. And we were just in this vehicle about 30 minutes to an hour ago, so it's not even crazy hot in here yet, but definitely way hotter than in the van. I don't want to put it in the direct sun, or that kind of tampering with the evidence, so let's put it in the back actually. So we're gonna put this right back here where it's in the shade. All right, it's back over in the van. Right now the outdoor temperature is still showing 86, but I have a feeling that's gonna go up as that sits in that car for a minute. So we will see. The time is 4:34, so we'll just watch this for a bit and see how much it changes. All right, so it's been a few minutes with the outdoor thermometer sitting in the other vehicle. It's gotten up to 89 degrees on the outdoor temperature, and I have this just kind of sitting where this air is blowing on it. So we're getting nice cool 74 degrees air in here. So the other vehicle that's sitting in the exact same kind of half shade, half sun area late in the afternoon, it's already up to 89 degrees in there. But keep in mind that's like just stagnant, stale, humid air. So if I were sitting in there, I would definitely be like pouring sweat. I've been sitting in here for like maybe 20 minutes now. Perfectly fine, not a bit of sweat. Pretty comfortable. I wouldn't say I'm cold, but like I'm not hot, especially with this blowing on you. It's perfectly comfortable in here. Even if I leave that blowing on the bed area and come sit up here for a minute, like again, it's a little slightly warmer up here, but there's still plenty of air moving. I'm not sweating, like it's not humid. It's perfectly comfortable in here. So that's basically what you get with the Zero Breeze. And last thing, I'm just gonna set this right over here, kind of in the middle of the van. The Zero Breeze I'm gonna leave running, but I'm gonna keep it just pointed over here on the bed in this same area, because that's usually how we have it. Gonna let that sit there because I don't want to be misleading. The ambient temperature in here is definitely not 74 degrees. Like it's not hot, but it's a little warm in here, but there's air. The key is there's air circulating. So with that air blowing over you, it feels perfectly comfortable. And especially with this blowing on you, like it'll keep you cool for sure. But I do just want to give you an accurate idea of what the actual ambient temperature is inside of the van, even with the Zero Breeze running, because it's not going to keep it like as cool as you would keep your house, but it does keep it comfortable enough to hang out in here. All right, so that's been sitting there for a few minutes, and we're up to about 80 degrees. So on the indoor temperature, so I'd say that's pretty accurate for the actual ambient temperature in here. But you can see we're already up to 90 degrees in the vehicle that's just sitting there.